You know, this topic today reminds me of a story I heard a number of years ago, and it was about a village that was experiencing an incredible drought. And people from all different faiths prayed and begged that the drought would leave them. And one day they heard about a rainmaker who lived in a very distant territory. And when they went to him, they said, "Please come and help us." And at first he was reluctant, but finally he came. And he says, "I just need a place where I can be alone." So up in the mountains there was a cleft in the rock. And he stayed there for 3, 4, 5, 6 days, and nothing was happening. And the people began to despair. But late in the 6th day, finally a small little cloud appeared, and then another larger cloud, and then there was a great burst of rain. And the drought was ended. And as the people were overjoyed and this man came down from the mountain, they asked him, "What did you do? We've tried so hard, but to no avail." And he said, "I didn't do anything. But you have to understand, I come from a distant territory where everything is in Tao and everything is in balance. And so when I came here, I realized everything was out of balance and out of harmony. So I took a number of days to put myself in alignment with heaven. And then finally, the rains came." And you know, one of the things I like about that story is that it helps us realize that we're all struggling to find balance and peace in our lives. So, Anne, you've been one who've had to deal with multiple roles and expectations. Why is it that we find so much difficulty finding balance in our lives today?
It's a great question, Father Dan. And I think our individual stories are obviously as unique as each of us is. But I think what you just said, and I know in my own life, the balancing of multiple roles is a huge source of stress. As you mentioned, my husband John and I are parents of 5 children. So as we balance our commitments to our family, to our work lives, I also have parents who are in poor health and are aging and have many needs. So I know in my own life, trying to figure out how to be true to all of these commitments, deeply held commitments, people I love, things that I want to do and want to serve well, and yet finding that I don't have enough time in a day to do all of the things that I should be doing, and always feeling a little bit like I'm a day late and a dollar short in terms of meeting the various obligations and commitments, and that's a source of great stress, and I suspect that's true for many of our viewers today as well. And of course, many people also have financial hardships and health concerns and other kinds of family struggles. And I think all of us, no matter who we are, no matter what walk of life, no matter what our situation, I think we experience stress in the workplace, lots of different stressors that I think make us feel out of balance.
And Father Dave, you've gone through many different walks of life. You've really had an incredible journey. You were a lawyer, became partner of a law firm. You actually became the dean of a law school. Then you raised a family of your own, beautiful wife with Barbara. And after Barbara passed away, you entered the seminary. And then now you took on the job of being a chaplain at a maximum security prison. So being with people in different dimensions of their lives and different points of growth and stress, what have you learned?
Well, we've got to think about the fact, Dan, that we're not always in control. A lot of stress is self-imposed, people have their own thoughts that they can control something. I think in terms of a student that I had when I was dean of the law school who came in sobbing into my office and told me she had messed up her life and she couldn't face her parents. It took me a half hour to get her to stop crying and finally tell me that the grades she got were 4 A's, a B, and a C. And I said, without trying to be a smart aleck, I said, "Well, you've made law review." And but she just thought that she was really struggling. She couldn't tell her parents. She thought she had to, she had a master's degree. She had gone all the way from kindergarten to the master's degree, having nothing but an A. And she thought that that was her. And it wasn't her. It was not what she had to do. So that we've got to always remember that somebody else is in control. The Holy Spirit is in control. And we've got to go with the way it goes. I remember when I was president of Notre Dame, Australia, you notice we pronounce it correctly over there, one of the reporters said, "Has it always been your dream to be a university president?" And I said, "I don't have those kind of dreams. You just answer the call whenever it comes," and that's what we've got to all think about.
I think, Father Dave, as you were talking about that sort of desire we all have to be in control, and I think about that a lot, and it makes me think of the Serenity Prayer, which is so much a part of 12-step programs in terms of distinguishing between the things that we can change and the things we can't change, and having the wisdom to know the difference. And I think that's something that's an ongoing struggle for us and is a source of stress. I also think there's a sense, an illusion that we have perhaps that at different stages of life we'll be stress-free, and that then becomes a source of yet more stress when that doesn't happen. I know in my own life as a parent, when my children were very small, I thought, well, the next stage will be better, it'll be easier, it'll be less stressful. And only to arrive at that next phase and to discover that wasn't really the case. And so I think in some sense we're always about the destination of being stress-free, when perhaps that's not really how it works. That stress is with us, and perhaps it changes, it takes different forms. But to sort of anticipate that day when we're going to be rid of all of our stress probably leaves us feeling really frustrated and even more stressed when that doesn't happen.
And less in control.
And less in control. Right.